Yo, that's a conspiracy. That's a conspiracy. Right when my verse dropped, right when my verse was kicking up steam and I was freaking dropping freaking lyricals on them punk mugs, the freaking thing went out. So back to the verse. Here it goes. I'm smashing them on the lyricals. Here we go.
Shit, but I'm too inconspicuous.
Rewind.
Turn it up a bit, without the spit. Can't touch my clip. When I hit you with ridiculous talent, you sit and just try to predict my shit, but I'm too inconspicuous. Quick and spontaneous, crushing miscellaneous, aim a miscellaneous, instantaneous. Well, I am indigenous, in other words, original. You couldn't figure this out if I showed you visuals and blueprints of how I get on it, kinda dominant. I got soul like if you a church with predominantly blacks in the audience, so dig the ambiance. I kill the beat, that's why I left up in the ambulance. I do that kinda often to keep these people bouncing up in Boston, around and I'm Austin, continental crossing, visiting your blocks and villages, the village is the meaning of the hot guy. All your people just bouncing to the beat, willing to plantasia, get it, conduct y'all to move your feet.
Yo, that verse, one of my faves. That song, one of my faves. Plantasia, smashed it. What else I got? What else I got? What else I got? What else I got? There's a Mike Myers. Check us out. So this song was recorded in 2001. This is from Lost Change album. Hold on. So I want to highlight my verse here. Hold on.
All you feminine niggas, you need a pack. Big grip. In your face, I can tell y'all scared. By the time I'm done with you, man.
Hold on. Check out my verse here. Check out the verse. Check out the verse.
It was Mike and Will. Man, we got a license to kill. Any whack seed, step in my grill. I'm trying to calm down, man.
Wrong word.
Cause I just can't clean.
Here he goes.
Here
Here goes.
because I'm coming up with clips, but I ain't a trip, and I'm doing poor clips. I need toilets with ceilings because I'm coming up with shit. Write rhymes on spatulas for the styles that I flip. You know the styles that I flip. You on some X-Men shit.
Boom. 2001. Hold on. 2001. I'm a futurist. I predict the future sometimes. Check this shit out. Check it out.
Y'all sick. I'm like a Crip in a mosh pit, ready to pull clips.
I'm like a Crip in a mosh pit, ready to pull clips. For those that don't understand what a mosh pit is like when people are like dancing and pushing people around, right? But if a Crip was in a mosh pit, he's not pushing people around. He's pulling out a gun. But I'm not saying I'm whipping out a gun. It's just a metaphor. I'm like a Crip in a mosh pit, ready to pull clips.
But I ain't a Crip and I don't pull clips.
But I'm not a Crip and I don't pull clips. But that's what I feel like.
And toilets on ceilings because I'm coming up with shit.
I need toilets on ceilings because I'm coming up with shit. Think about it. If I'm coming up with shit, that means shit is flowing up to the ceiling. Therefore, I need a toilet up in that motherfucker. I need toilets on ceilings because I'm coming up with shit.
Write rhymes on spatulas for the styles that I flip.
I write my rhymes on a spatula because of styles that I flip. Right? A spatula is like when you're making pancakes. You have to flip it. But that's where I write my rhymes on. Because I'm always flipping shit.
You know the styles that I flip, you on some X-Men shit.
Now that's when I get very futuristic on that bitch. The styles that I flip are on some X-Men shit. 2001. This motherfucker was an X-Man in 2008. What the what? What the what? Now hold on. That's not the only time I came with some predictories. I don't even want to go into that. I don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into that because when I went to Mexico, I don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into that. But fuck it, I'm going to go into that. Check this out. So Black Eyed Peas sampled coronavirus. I mean, sorry, we sampled Corona.
Experience boost,
but we didn't sample coronavirus. What the fuck I'm talking
instantly,
about? We sampled a group by the name of Corona for the rhythm of the night. Right? Like, what the what? So that's what we sampled. We sampled Corona. to make Ritmo. And we sampled Corona right around the time. We didn't know when we sampled Corona that there was going to be a coronavirus. But that started freaking me out. And so I'm quarantined up in here because on that same verse, I say some like, I don't want to predict that one because that verse I say, the rhythm, the rebel, styles upon styles upon styles, I got several. Born to be wild because I live like a daredevil. Live it up, hit 'em up. That's a scenario. Tupac, I get around like a merry-go. Rooftop, I am on top of the pedestal. Flu shot, I am so sick I need medical. Puta, I learned that shit down in Mexico. So, what the fuck, right? We sampled Corona. But when I wrote the song, I said flu shot. I am so sick I need medical. Like, what the fuck, right? So that's the part where futurisms and things about, like, if I said I'm on some X-Men shit back in 2001 and then, you know, years later I was an X-Men. And then we sample Corona, but then on the lyric that I wrote back then, we say flu shot. I am so sick. Not me being sick, but the world and a lot of people are sick. They need medical. That's the part where I'm like, yo, what the F? So, you know, some people have the ability to see around corners, and I don't think that's a coincidence, but I just want to stay optimistic and productive thinking. So, hold on. Let me see what else. Let's go back into memory lane here. What else do I like? Oh, the reason why we call the album Elefunk. The reason why we made this, we titled the record Elefunk, is because we made this song in 2002. There was this beat battle I did with Thes1. So hold on. will.i.am Thes1 battle. And I made this battle. I made this beat. Because I was like, we just got finished, like, we were making Elefunk. Black Eyed Peas were in San Francisco in summer of 2001. I remember like it was yesterday. And the last day that we were at the studio was September the 12th, 2001, because Black Eyed Peas had a tour that started September the 12th. Sorry, the last day was September 11th. And we had to leave because, you know, our tour started September the 12th. And we made all these songs that summer. And then we had to throw all the songs away because after 9/11, it's like those vibes just didn't really fit how the world was feeling. So we went on tour on September the 12th, the day after September 11th. And, you know, my grandma prayed for me. I was so afraid. I'm like, oh, Nanny, I don't want to go on tour. Like, America's been attacked. And so she prayed for me. She's like, Willie, there's nothing going to happen to you. You know, you're supposed to go out there and do the work you're supposed to do and bring joy to people and make people feel good during these times. So we went on tour. Imagine going on tour after 9/11. That's like, imagine going on tour right now. Like, imagine how scary it would be that you're going to, you know, get sick. Well, in 9/11, there were anthrax threats. That's an airborne chemical that is deadly. There were like orange alerts, red alerts, bomb threats, terrorist threats. It was crazy. And we still went on tour. And after that tour, we came home on November the 24th. And we wrote, Where's the Love? We wrote, Where's the Love that that November. Let me see, I have the files right here. Where's the love? I hope I have it on this hard drive. Where's the love? Do I have it on this hard drive? I don't have it on the hard drive. It's on my other hard drive. It's okay. And then that next year, 2002, we wrote a whole bunch of records. And I was working on Lost Change and Elefunk at the same time. But while I was doing that, I was just making like crazy beats. And while I was making those beats, I entered a beat battle. And I battled this guy by the name of Des1. It's on YouTube. Here it is right here. And there's this beat that I played.
Unity is your thing. So yo. Jess, I hope you've been doing your push-ups, man.
Yeah, that's Cut Chemist. That's Des1. So, then like Black Eyed Peas, we were like an underground group, like jazzy, very roots, very Slum Village, very Jurassic 5. We were that world, and we were broke. You know, there were rumors that they wanted to drop the Black Eyed Peas from Interscope, and you know, everything was stressful. Everything was like question marks everywhere, right? So that's the reason why the Where's the Love has that question mark logo, because everything was questioned. We didn't know we didn't know what tomorrow was like. We didn't know if we had careers. We didn't know any of that stuff. So I went on this rap battle, and Taboo was hanging out with Justin Timberlake at the time, and I was just tired of like making raps for rappers. I was tired of making beats for like DJs. I wanted to make music just for the world. I was like, fuck the politics of like, because there's politics in anything you do. Whether you're a politician, whether you're doing underground music, whether you're doing pop music, whatever it is you're doing, there's politics, there's codes, there's rules you have to follow. And I was tired of the rules. Like, fuck these rules. Why am I gonna follow these fucking rules and be broke 20 years from now? Fuck that. And I was violently like, fuck it. I know my talent. I don't have to like, I just want to be free and make music for whoever I want to make music for. Like, why do I have to follow these fucking rules? I remember how I felt back in 2002, summer of 2002, and the rules of the community. So this battle here, hold on, mate. Hold on, check this out. Just want to get. So here goes. This right here was future casting. This is Des over here. This is me over here. That's Des. But I'm coming over to the right. Check it out. Here you go. Check it out. Future cast. Here it comes. Here it comes.
It's a lot of syllables, bro. It's a lot of syllables. Come at this. You put your hands together, right? We keep it rolling. We keep it loud.
All right, check it out.
That was a cool little beat right there and shit. It's like, I gotta go work with Justin Timberlake from NSYNC, so this is gonna be my last beat. I'm just saying, I just came to battle my man and shit. Just an hour on Justin.
So check this out, right there. I was like, yo, this is my last beat. But it wasn't my last beat for the last beat that I'm playing that night. This was like me, App, and Taboo, we're going to outer space, y'all. This is it. I'm no longer going to abide by the rules of this gravity. Nah. We have this. I've been in the studio cooking up this new recipe, and I think there's a bigger world out there. There's a bigger world. And around this time is when I called my good friend Mike Peretta, my first song I ever recorded was with Mike Peretta. We were in the freaking 10th grade. Thank you, Mike Peretta. Evidence from Dilated Peoples. I love that dude for life. My first song I ever recorded was Simple Song, produced by QD3. Quincy Jones' son back in 1992. 1992. And I called him up. I'm like, yo, Mike, bro, like, I'm gonna switch my whole shit up. He was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I don't want to write raps for rappers to like my raps. I don't want to do that no more, bro. I want. There's a bigger world out there. I'm gonna shoot for the stars, and if I don't land on a planet, at least I'll get off the Earth. I remember that conversation I had with him, and right here was around the time where I'm like, this is my last beat. Hold on, right here.
So this is gonna be my.
Come at this. You put your hands together, right? We keep it rolling. We keep it rolling like this.
That was a cool little beat right there and shit. It's like I gotta go work with Justin Timberlake from NSYNC, so this is gonna be my last beat.
So back to the last beat. Here's the last beat that I played. So that beat right there was the was what we called the Elefunk theme, and this was like the song that set the whole course. What would be Elefunk? This style of beat making gave me the direction for Elefunk. That beat battle right there, I was like, yo, this is the direction for the Black Eyed Peas. And that song that I did with Plantasia, that drum became Where's the Love? And all the questions that we were worried about, like, yo, we gonna have a career? Am I gonna go have to work at a fucking thrift store? Like, do I have to work at a freaking, like, used record store? I don't want that life, bro. I don't want to work at a freaking record store, at a thrift store selling clothes and shit. I didn't want that. I wanted this life right here, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This is what we built. This was the dream. And so for all those folks out there that are like, you know what your life looks like in your mind's eye. You know what that is. You know what the future is. You know you want that better life. You can get that better life. You just have to make sacrifices. So that was a sacrifice. That battle, that leaving that comfortable world and risking everybody saying, yo, Black Eyed Peas, y'all sold out. Y'all Black Eyed Peas. You know how hurtful that was? When everybody was like, yo, Black Eyed Peas, y'all went pop. You guys are whack. Blah, 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 blah. Ha, ha, ha. Who's laughing now? You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt in 2003 and 4 and 5. That would hurt because we didn't know if it was going to work. But it was a sacrifice. And it worked. You cannot have your cake and eat it too unless you're the bakery. If you want your cake and eat it too, open up a motherfucking bakery. You can have as many cakes and eat them however many you can make, however many you can eat. But if you bought the cake and you want to have it and eat it, you can't because you're a customer. You only can have it or eat it. But if you want to have it and eat it, motherfucking bake cakes. And that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a fucking cake baker. I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. And to do that, you have to make sacrifices. You have to change how you move. You have to change what you do. You cannot wish for something and think that wishing is going to bring it. You have to put in work. You got to like switch it up. And that was hard. That was hard for us in 2002 after we came from tour, and 3 and going out on tour with, like, you know, different people we never toured with. Like going on tour with Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera, that was risky for us because our core audience hated us for it. You know? That's why when you go on YouTube and you look at Black Eyed Peas videos and you read the comments, they're 2 different Black Eyed Peas fans. There's some Black Eyed Peas that are like, we love the Black Eyed Peas before Fergie. Then you hear Black Eyed Peas fans are like, we love Black Eyed Peas to them are only Black Eyed Peas with Fergie. And it's violent between the 2 different bases because we had history. And now, because of Masters of the Sun, you don't see that conversation that much anymore. You see the conversation of Black Eyed Peas are back, and now Ritmo, which is like, oh my gosh, thank you J Balvin, thank you all the folks at the radio stations that got it to perform how it's performing. Thank you Zeke, thank you Sylvia Rohn, thank you Epic. Like, what? We're not supposed to have a second life like this after, you know, a 20-year career at Interscope. This isn't normal. So we're very thankful that we have 12 weeks #1 Ritmo on Latin charts? What? Latin airplay? Like what? 12 weeks #1? That's not normal. So we're really grateful. And it's succeeding as a trio. That's not normal. That is like, whoa. So we're really grateful. And that takes some sacrifice. And we sacrificed a lot to be able to still have like this momentum. So back, I don't want to be me, us. It's y'all. Because there's a lot of people out there that want to see their dreams come true. And after this quarantine's over, go. You know, this is like reset. The whole world's reset. So those dreamers out there, those thinkers out there, those problem solvers out there, solve problems, dream up solutions, you know, inspire the world. Right now is the time for the dreamers to dream up great freaking vibes and songs and ideas and plays and concepts and movies and sketches, because the world's gonna need it after this quarantine. Whether it's 12 days or 12 weeks. Well, Trump says it's 15 days. Well, however, it's going to be longer than that. You know, it'll be longer than that. But whenever it's done, the world's in need of the dreamers. The world's in need of like the thinkers. The world's in need of like tomorrow's architects. Right now is your time. All the vibe setters, trend setters, right now is the time. And the world doesn't need complainers. Not right now. The complainers, you need to switch up your complaint. No more complaints. It's about composing songs, composing solutions, whether the composition is a lyric or a composition is a remedy. We need composers, builders, architects. So all that energy that you waste complaining, use it to compose. All the folks that are out there that are professional complainers, be professional composers. Right? Because if you spend a lot of time complaining, you're going to get really good at complaining. And you're going to complain about everything. And right now the world is reset. So take a deep breath and spiritually see yourself as a part of the herd to compose and solve problems and make people happy and fix problems and heal people and assist people and be of service to one another. That's right now. That's what this is all about. Here's why. Because something else is coming. What's coming is like the machine's coming. Artificial intelligence is right around the corner. And just like 9/11 when we went on tour, September the 12th, what was coming was the mobile internet. And for whatever reason, 9/11 happened when it was supposed to happen. 9/11 could not have happened in 2005. Because in 2005, people had phones with cameras on it. In 2001, people didn't have phones with cameras on the streets to take pictures of the planes going through the buildings. And so those futurists that were planning, who did that, it only could have happened that year, at that particular time. And so whatever's happening right now could only happen right now. Because what's around the corner is something else. And so self-quarantining is going to lead to other things. Like, because we don't have data rights, that means folks that are not self-quarantined, that are out there in the world, they're going to be able to like access your data to know where you were and then know who you've been around. And with certain things like, being able to arrest folks because there are more than 5 gathered together during this quarantine time, then they have the right to take everybody, that one person that's infected, to be around and quarantine that whole entire group of people that one person touched or came in contact with. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that's something that we should, as a collective, should be concerned about. So during this quarantine time, we're not taken advantage of and our rights be stripped away. It's very important that our rights are not stripped away during these times. Right? So let's talk about like 9/11 and what rights were taken away from us because of that. And we're safe. Some of us feel safe when we go to the airport. But I remember traveling in 2000 when my mom and my whole family would walk with me to the airplane. And after 9/11, we damn near get naked when we go to the airport because we feel safe, right? And knowing damn well the people that are hired to work at the at the TSA aren't going to protect anybody for some crazy shit happening at the airport. But the visuals and the whole like ritual of it all keeps us safe, makes us feel safe. But what's happening now is something a little different, but timely, because every 10 years, it seems, some crazy shit happens. Around the same time 9/11 happened, SARS happened in Asia. And I remember going to Asia in 2000, people didn't have masks walking around. And after 2002 with SARS, people wore masks all the time. They walked the streets. And as the Western world can't really like empathize on why people in Japan and Taiwan and China and Hong Kong walked around with masks post-SARS. Because if you didn't know that SARS happened, you just thought like Japanese people and Asian people were either sick or they were germaphobes. But it wasn't because they were sick. It's not because they were germaphobes. They experienced a very traumatic moment in 2002 with SARS. And now everyone that remembered that walks around the street with masks on. And now that we're going through it now, we can empathize with what was going on in Asia. Now it all makes sense why they wear masks. Because guess what? We're all going to wear masks too from this point on. Because the world has changed. The world has been reset. And that's why I say it's time for the dreamers. It's time for the composers. It's time for the thinkers, the problem solvers. It's time for those folks to contribute. And the complainers use that energy to contribute as well. Because now, it just was a couple of months ago when China and Asia was going through Corona. We didn't sympathize for them. And that's sad. Because now they have information that we could use. They could help us. They help us now. Look, we're all on devices made in China. Check us out. Thank you, people that made this phone in China. For every Grammy, every Oscar, somebody gets up there and says, yo, I just want to thank everybody for this award. I want to thank my manager. I want to thank my mom. I want to thank God. I want to thank God. I want to thank God. Nobody ever thanks the engineers. Nobody ever thanks the people that made the freaking gramophone. Nobody ever says, yo, I want to thank Thomas Edison for creating this technology. Thank you, Thomas Edison, for creating the gramophone. When's the last time you seen somebody get up there on the Grammy Award and thank the person who made the freaking gramophone? People don't even realize that the Grammy is the gramophone. And it's the same reason why we don't empathize and love China for making our technology that we are all quarantined on. Rappers rap about Gucci. I rap about Gucci. We rap about Louis Vuitton and LV. Italy, it's the reason why everybody felt when Italy got hit with the coronavirus first. We all need to be sympathetic and empathetic for everybody that goes through something like this. And because we all could learn from it. So China, thank you so much. Without you guys, we would have no devices to be on during quarantine. China, thank you so much. Every single person that makes every single device that we use. Thank you, Taiwan. Thank you. Because we could also use information on why certain countries like Taiwan have little to no deaths. In Singapore, like, why is it countries that are very close to China have better outcome with corona than we do when we're so far away from it? We could learn from these areas, and we're all in it. We're safer at home, but we're also safer with knowledge. Yep. We're safer at home, but we're also safer with a more empathetic society. We're safer at home, but we're also safer with love in the air. We're also safer, like, we're going to move into a world where it's like now we're afraid to shake each other's hands. Yo, what? It's crazy. People are going to question affection moving forward. We have a lot of, like, meditating and, composing to do. What type of world are we going to compose after this is all done? And we can't complain about it. We compose about it and draw up and design up and imagine up an awesome right around the corner. I said that correctly. No, I'm not drunk, Jordan. I'm drunk on love. I'm drunk on hope. I'm drunk on optimism. I'm drunk on positivity. I'm intoxicated by, connectivity and humanity, if that's what you mean. Yep. Thanks, Jordan, for noticing my intoxication around all things progressive. So I'm done with this feed. I wish you guys the best. I see you guys tomorrow. I think I should do this more. I'll talk to you guys later.